This is the review for Bionicle's Tahtorak. Now, this model was not officially released as a LEGO set, but was rather a contest winner in a Rahi building challenge held in 2004-2005 time, where it was the grand prize winner. And it was featured in the Rahi Beasts book, written by Greg Farshtey and Jeff James, and then it was also given story relevance within the 2004-2005 section of Bionicle. Now, in story, this was a massive Rahi beast, originally created by Makuta Miserix. And in the 2004 story, we actually get to see one of these creatures teleported into Metronui by Brutaka and began terrorizing the city of Metronui. Now, this model is not as big as it is portrayed in story. It is actually rather mid-sized. It's about the size of a Titan in Bionicle terms. In measurement-wise, it measures at about 20 inches long, which is about 51 centimeters. And then height-wise, it's about 8 to 10 inches, which is 20 to 25 centimeters. Now, because of its more Titan class size, it does not scale well with any figure released in the Bionicle line. In one of the 2004 comics, we actually get to see how big this creature is compared to a Toametru. And now, comparing them, it's not a good scale. This creature was supposed to be monstrous, and now it is just dwarfed by a Toametru. Now, it would only really scale well with a minifigure. And since we're doing size comparisons, here it is with a Toamata. And lastly, here it is with a Toa Anika. Articulation-wise, this model is very, very articulated. It has, well, all Lego is a ball joint, or all these are ball joints. So, the head can rotate, move about that far to the side, that far to the side. Every frill is on its own ball joint. These two frills on the side of the head also have this extra hinge because of the way they are connected. And then these frills also have their own ball joint, and so does this top one. They all move independently. The neck goes up about that far, can look down that far, moves side to side about that far before it starts bumping into these frills. The arms, as I said earlier, they only move forward and back. That's all the articulation you get out of them. I tried doing a assembly to allow for shoulder articulation, but it just kept falling apart. It was not nice, and, well, you could do it with ball joints if you want, but I personally didn't. The hands move up and down. These claws, again, are on a pin, so they're completely free for movement. If you want, you can use this floppiness to get back articulation, but it doesn't really stay unless you have the claws on the ground and you're really trying to get it, but whatever. Anyway, then the legs, they're connected by two Rakshi legs, which connect here and here, and you can get them to move about that back that far. Let me adjust there. And forward about that far. The Nuva armor really hinders the articulation, but it also helps cover up the gaps. And then you got a double knee, or two knees, which is completely unhindered. As soon as they hit the Nuva armor, they stop. And I think that is just wonderful. And then at the ankle, you have very unhindered ball joints. They're mainly to move this way, but this way they're limited, which is fine because when you get to the foot, it's on a single ball joint, which doesn't help with stability, but it can articulate. And because of the way it's attached, it allows the foot to move forward, up, down, as well as get a good ankle tilt. That is a very good design, I think. That's the same on both legs. And then the tail is on ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. And then finally you have 2 gears back here on the tail, which you can use if you want. So overall, the figure is very well articulated. Oh, and I forgot the most important part, the jaw opens. So overall, this figure is very, very well articulated. And absolutely is very posable. I have this pose next to my Tower of Toa, and it's beautiful. I love it. It just looks good. It is a nice model. It has its flaws with the floppiness, as I've mentioned, but other than that, it looks good. Like, it holds together very solidly, especially thanks to these 2 Roxy legs. Those are the saving grace. The ankles, I think, could be better, but because of the way the feet are built with 2 or 3 Roxy feet, it holds together very well. It's very stable, unless you pose it and it becomes very front heavy. Other than that, though, this thing looks great, and I love it, and it's a very welcome inclusion to the collection. So overall, I think this is a great model to build. The only parts that I think might be hard to get a hold of would be all of those green Mata torsos, because it does use 4. But, as well as the all the Mata feet, because there's 7 of them in this model. So, yeah. But overall, I think this is a good model, and if you want to build it, I will leave a link in the description so you can find the instructions. So, yeah. I don't think there's any more to say. So, this has been Lego Bionicle contest winner Tahtorak.